Opening day of the baseball season, I have a special insider money moves offer for you that will get you 7 days of service for just $5 just like we did with Jeff Benton a couple of days ago. That big 20 dime winner he produced on the Golden State Warriors 2 nights ago, when I gave you a $60 discount. Gave you his play for $5. Guys, I'm going to do even better here today with the Insider Money Moves service, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Normally $149 for 1 week of service. I'm going to give you a coupon that'll get it for you 7 days for just $5. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here. Of course, it's opening day of the baseball season. Now, listen, guys, I've told you before, I think baseball is the easiest sport to win. It has certainly changed in terms of betting the sport over the last 25 years that I've been doing it. It was much easier in the old days. God, I'm now in a position to say the old days. That's really scary that I've been doing this for so long. But that's really the truth, because what has happened is the numbers are just so out of whack. You've got to really look for the underpriced favorites, or rely on underdogs, or play those overpriced favorites on the money line. Because, as I've mentioned in the past, what has happened now in baseball betting is that you will find the third, the fourth, the fifth starters for average teams, just because they're playing at home, suddenly laying $1.65 to $1.80. That's just how the dynamics of baseball have changed over the years. Now, here at the site, I have a steadfast rule, that I will not allow any of the handicappers to release a favorite of $1.60 or more. Now, that doesn't mean that they may release a favorite on the overnight card that might be $1.50, and through the course of the day up until the first pitch it may go to $1.60. But my thought process has always been that you don't need to be paying somebody to be told to bet an overwhelming favorite. So that's a rule here at the site. For those of you that are newcomers, I do not allow the handicappers to release favorites of $1.60 or more. If they want to do that, be my guest, but then you got to play that team on the run line. And listen, guys, run line plays, don't be scared of them, especially when you have good teams that can put some runs on the board with an average to dominating pitcher, and especially at home. These are the things you have to consider in baseball. Listen, I've won 10 of the last 14 years in baseball. Last year was another tremendous season. In terms of who has been the winningest handicapper here in baseball over the past couple years, well, that honor goes to Chuck O'Brien, hands down, because over the past 2 years, a $10 better has won $11,880 in baseball alone from Chuck O'Brien the past 2 summers. Last summer, $7,390 that $10 better won. Now, Anthony Red last year, also a great baseball season. $10 betters won $6,420. I told you I've won 10 of the last 14 years, and I had a tremendous season last year. I unfortunately cannot give you a number of where I stand compared to Anthony and Chuck, because my plays are rated between 5 and 15 dimes. You're not going to find 60, 80, 100 dime plays like you will from the other fellas. So I can tell you I've won, and I'll show you I'll win again, because it has always been the easiest sport to win. The other change that you found in baseball over the years is that, you just see these monstrous numbers starting to pop up on the board so much earlier in the year. In the old days, you would find, when a Guidry or a Randy Johnson or a Roger Clemens at his prime, or Nolan Ryan pitching at home, when those guys were just sizzling. Late in the season, you would suddenly find those 270, those 280 numbers. Oh, hell, that's not the case nowadays. You'll find 220 favorites here pitching at home here in the next week. Again, the escalation of numbers has made baseball betting a little more difficult. A lot of guys go overboard picking dogs. Listen, a lot of times dogs are just dogs with fleas. You just don't scratch them. I've seen a lot of handicappers over the years. They'll come out, hey, I've got 3 dogs in baseball today. And then the next day they'll brag about hitting that one dog. Oh, what happened to the other 2 dogs? You lost them? Where was your profit for the day? You don't play dogs for dogs' sakes. Another thing that you have to consider in baseball is looking at series and how they play out. And one of that situations I'll talk about is going to be in the Dodgers-Padres series tonight, which opens. I'll talk about that because that is going to be your free pick. Now, free picks, 30-18 run with 2 pushes along the way after pushing with last night's selection on the San Antonio Spurs. Starting baseball, I told you today, Chuck O'Brien, the #1 handicapper at the site the past 2 years. You might want to check it out. He opens the season with his 60-dime Major League Baseball winner, number 9 out of 13, his opening game of the year. Red Sox and Tigers. What a pitching matchup there in Detroit between Justin Verlander and also John Lester, who's coming off another great spring. That game goes early, though, at 1:05 Eastern time, guys, so you might want to check it out. Listen, you know I always tell you the good and the bad. Last night, Craig Davis, who has just been on a phenomenal run here at the site, he had made, going into yesterday's card, $10 bettors since February 1st. I think it was nearly $8,000. Over the past, I think it was 7 weeks, he had made those $10 bettors over $6,000. He had a 100-dime play last night, his first of the NBA season. It was his 100-dime winner number 6 in a row, dating back to the NFL playoffs. It was a loser with Oklahoma City. I mean, the Thunder were right there, and then Miami pulled away at the end to get the cover. But, listen, he was playing with somebody else's money. And as I've told you repeatedly, when you have a bankroll, you've got to take shots to try to build that bankroll incrementally, to expand it so quickly. When you're playing with somebody else's money, you step up to the line, you roll the dice, and you got to take a shot. Unfortunately, it didn't work for Craig last night, but it doesn't cover up the fact that over the past 2.5 months, the guy has won you an absolute fortune. The other guy who had a 100-dime play last night was Scott Delaney. Scott had a 100-dime play on the San Antonio Spurs, second of the NBA season. It was a push. Spurs blowing, I think, a 17-point lead at one point in that game and then rallying for the win. Hell, they almost lost the game if not for Tim Duncan blocking the shot, I think, of Ray Allen there in the closing seconds. So they win by one, laying one. Delaney and everybody walks away with a push in that one. Listen, guys, Insider Money Moves service. What this is, it's not for everybody. I'm just being honest with you, and that's why I'm offering you this tremendous 7-day package for it. Insider Money Moves. You'll hear a lot of guys in this business claim that they have the inside information. That's BS. There is no such thing as inside information. You'll hear a lot of other guys promoting the fact that they've got the late steam plays. You know what they're doing? They're sitting there in front of a line service, guys, and they're watching the little colors on the line service where you get your odds going from yellow to red because public money is rolling in and the line's being moved, and suddenly they're saying, hey, that's a late steam move. Well, think about this, guys. So many of the handicappers that are advertising the late steam moves are releasing those plays like at 8 o'clock the night prior, 10 o'clock in the morning. They're scamming you. I mean, seriously, they're scamming you, guys. It's all marketing. It's all advertising. It's all hype. I know, I'm in this business. I'm telling you, it's a total scam job. And the other ones that are releasing the plays at the last minute, they're sitting right there and looking at some odd service. Listen, we have our connections in the various casinos in Vegas that actually get the late moves from the biggest bettors, the guys that really can move the lines, the guys that you have heard about. It's not a myth, that come in late and put that money down at numerous places and move that line. They also get the plays and have access to the plays to the betting syndicates. And yes, guys, there are betting syndicates. This is not BS. Insider Money Moves, as I said, is not a service for everybody because the majority of the plays come anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes before the games actually start. Consequently, we have the Insider Money Moves. If you go to the site here, click on the Insider Money Moves ad that you see over on the left-hand side of the page, and you'll get a description of the service in full. But let me just tell you again, most of the plays come within 5 to 15 minutes of the start. Some nights there might be 8 plays. Some nights there might only be 1 play. I mean, you can't invent these things. They sometimes happen, they sometimes don't. Last night, Insider Money Moves, one baseball game, right? Florida, St. Louis. They had a play on it. It was St. Louis plus $1.70. Easy winner. So the first one coming through for the season. Overall, the Insider Money Moves record, since it debuted in October of 2010, 929 wins, 801 losses. The past 143 days. So, nice little sampling right there. 237 wins, 182 losses. You see the numbers every day updated on the site. You have 4 ways to get the service: via email, which I don't recommend. You can get it here by sitting right here on the site and watching the page refresh. You can get texts, which are pretty reliable depending on your carrier, though. You never know. Or you can get an automated phone message where the second the play is released, 5 seconds later, you'll get an automated phone call to whatever number you enter into the system. You can try one method. You can try all 4 delivery methods. The choice is yours, because I'm going to give you a 7-day trial of the Insider Money Moves service. Normally, it would cost you $149. You can get it for $5 today. Simply go to the Insider Money Moves page, put the 7-day package in your shopping cart, and then use this coupon code 144OPEN. 144OPEN. No space between 144 and the word open. And that will get you a $144 discount, which will reduce your final total cost for 7 days of service of the Insider Money Moves to just $5. I can't do better than that, guys. Give it a try. See if it's something you will like. See if it works for you. Even if it's not, it costs you $5 for 7 days. So that's today's offer for you. Guys, let me get down to your free selections. The first play I'm going to go with in baseball is going to be the LA Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers here, I'm looking at the prices. They've inched up here slightly. Most places are about 155 in Vegas. They had been 150 overnight as they open up against the San Diego Padres at Petco Park. Clayton Kershaw is going for the Dodgers. Listen. The Dodgers were just like 15-15 in spring training. You've got to question this inconsistent offense. Yes, they're going to plan on running more with Gordon playing at shortstop. Kemp probably could steal 40 bases as well. You know, there's some holes definitely in that lineup, but you got Kershaw going. And I mean, the guy was simply phenomenal last year. You've got Volquez going for the San Diego Padres. He, of course, the former Cincinnati Red, who has struggled from injuries the past 2 years and also with wildness as well. Had a pretty good spring training, a 2-0 record in 5 starts with a 3.48 earned run average, but 11 walks, 13 hits, or 12 hits in 20 and 2/3 innings in spring training. You know, I think the Dodgers are the way to go here. And what I was referring to earlier, and sometimes you have to look at a series play, is this. Look at the Dodgers starting rotations, right? They're going to throw out Kershaw. They're going to throw out Billingsley. I mean, their top 4, you know, it's not the Phillies' big 3, but it's pretty damn close, okay? And then look at what the San Diego Padres bring to the table. Not a hell of a lot, okay? Especially offensively. You're probably going to see some low-scoring pitchers duels here, and it's a 4-game series. So even though you're being asked, in this particular case, to lay the $1.50, $1.55, and it's probably going to go to $1.60 by game time tonight, remember, you know, you can always play it as a series. And what I mean by that is, if the Dodgers happen to lose today, are they going to lose 3 out of 4 in this series? No, I think they're going to take 3 out of 4 this series. You can always come right back and ride them again because you know the pitching rotation. So it's something to consider. In some series, when you know the pitching rotations, even though you have pretty high numbers, if you feel ultimately that you can escape a series by winning 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4, then there's nothing wrong with coming back the next day and doubling up. It's just a betting philosophy. Sometimes I use it. It cashes over the years. Something I just wanted to throw out there for you. So I do like the Dodgers today. That's your one free selection. Your other free pick is going to be on the afternoon card, a 3:05 game. You know, there was no hotter hitting team than the Toronto Blue Jays during spring training, and it was the record attests to that fact as they went 24-7-1. They've got power up and down that lineup. They've got some solid contact hitters as well. Not a hell of a lot of speed, but when you're going to bash the ball like they are this year, what the heck? They've got Ricky Romero going. You know, Romero has been pretty much a 500 pitcher the last 3 years, but his innings have gone up each year. His earned run average have gone down each year. I think his ERA last year was like 2.92. I will go with the Blue Jays in their opener today at Cleveland. Not convinced the Indians have enough offense. I know they got off to that great 30-15 start last year. I know they've got Masterson going as well. But again, I like the Blue Jays as your other free pick today. That'll do it, guys. Good luck, and I will catch you again on today is Thursday. What am I talking about? I'll catch you on Friday.